you've been chomping at the bit to discuss this next segment.
I absolutely have.
You are adamantly against me on this one, and I think we have two different takes on it, and I want you to give me yours. But we're talking about the Wyatt family,
yes,
and the new gimmick. Not so well, the kind of revamped gimmick. I would say it's not very new, but refreshed, maybe. That
a tribute act.
Yeah, you could call it that. That debuted last week.
These guys.
What a picture, though. Look at that picture.
It's a great picture. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's a great picture.
Like, such a great picture. Uncle Howdy. And there's, what was it called? The 6-6?
The Wyatt 6.
The Wyatt 6. Why can't I get that in my head? There are currently 5 of them. The first thing that I thought of, the 6th member would be Bray Wyatt, like you had said to me, same thing in his memory. But then again, I would love for them to bring back Alexa Bliss. Now, do you think they would have 2 women in the group?
Well, there's a connection between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, who's here in the middle. Mm-hmm. So that could be a crossover if it was to go that far in storyline. So
yeah.
Makes sense because she's connected to both Nikki Cross and the Wyatt storyline. So maybe. But that is tough to have 2 female members of the group like that.
You don't see that much. You don't.
You do not. You do not.
But I would love to see Alexa Bliss come back in a dark character. That would be great. Of course, when she returns, she's going to get a monster pop because she's been off television for I don't even know how long with her pregnancy. And now taking care of her baby. But what are your thoughts about this group? Because
do you want to run down the members? It's Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas, which is
nice that he has returned.
Correct.
Because he's been like hanging out for a very long time there. So
yeah. Bo Dallas was a great character and kind of cut off at the knees.
Bo leave.
Yeah, cast off as kind of a joke after a while. It was super over in NXT when NXT first launched. Eric Rowan brought back. Great signing. I think Eric Rowan's a great big man, but he's the Ramblin' Rabbit. Okay, so that's the rabbit guy. Mm-hmm. Dexter Lumis, who was in TNA for a while doing the Dexter-like character. He's Mercy the Buzzard. Nikki Cross is Abby the Witch, which is Sister Abigail. And Joe Gacy is Huskus the Pig Boy.
Okay.
Yes.
Very scary figures, especially when you look at them illuminated in the dark. Very eerie. So I think horror fans are digging this gimmick a lot because that's what I'm reading online. Like they're really digging the gimmick. But
they love it.
You not so much. And I'd like to. You want me to go first, or do you want to?
I want you to go first. No, I want you to go first. Yeah, I don't want to go first.
So everyone knows I don't really follow WWE. I see clips and stuff on Twitter and on IG, and that's how I get my news. I watched this segment, the whole segment. Okay. Number one, it gave me chills because of Bray and because of his memory and his legacy with the company. To see them go through the curtain and have the whole arena illuminated with phones for the fireflies. And it's such a endearing gesture that goes back to Bray Wyatt. And that gave me chills because, we talked about this. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. We watched the doc about him and all of the beautiful sentiments that were said about him and the way that his brother and his parents reacted and his sister. So that visual to me was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment. And that was the first thing that I thought of. Then I watched, them going into each room and seeing like the bodies that were laying on the floor. Now, I thought, oh God, his name is escaping me. The kid that just resigned.
Chad Gable.
Chad Gable. Yeah. when I saw him, I said to myself, is that a gunshot wound to the head? Like, that looked like he was dead.
Yeah.
Which we all know they're not going to kill him off. I mean, come on. That to me was a little over the top. I feel like they could have did just a little bit. But the carnage and you not knowing, because it was so dark and so creepy, and you not knowing who did what to whom, and bodies just everywhere. I just thought that was so awesome. Look, the visual again, movie. It reminded me of a horror movie, right? And it took
absolutely.
me out of the wrestling bubble, and I was thrown in, again, it's entertainment, right? WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. This to me was such an elaborate scene and so cool, unlike anything else that is going on in wrestling. It stood out. And I'm like, I want to see more of this. I want to see where this goes. Me not being a fan, I've always said I need something to capture my attention. This did. This captured my attention. Now, I will say I'm not going to sit and watch 3 hours of Raw, but I am going to go on socials and pull footage and keep up that way because I want to see what happens next.
Right.
But the characters, the way they look, the creepiness, 100%, I thought it was so cool. Now, what I will say is what happens when these characters enter the ring and the lights come on and it's guys in mask and paint and makeup. Does it lose the effect of the creepiness and of the destruction? And we all know they're wrestlers, right?
Right.
And there's going to be a time when they have to wrestle, and these vignettes will just be on the side, and here they are, they're going to start working. I personally would just like to see them not be in the ring and just do these vignettes for a very long time and make the build-up worth it.
Right.
I don't want to see them thrown into a ring in 1 or 2 weeks because it's going to lose the luster. I want to see the darkness. I want to see the illumination. I want to see destruction and not know where it's coming from. So my thought is, does it lose its luster when the lights come on?
Yes. 100% yes. That's why I'm
so
out.
They have to, okay, but there are ways to figure out how to keep the momentum going. And if they don't rush the segment, I think they can do some pretty cool stuff with this group. But they can't rush it. They have to keep building and building and building to a crescendo where then people want to see them work in the ring. Because right now, I don't want to see Bo Dallas wrestle.
No.
Or any of that crew in the light. I want to see them in the dark.
Right.
If that makes any sense to anybody.
It does. Makes perfect sense.
So what is is that your negative?
Sort of.
They lose their luster?
They blew 5 weeks of reveals in one night. 5 weeks. So they did all these slow burns of these little teases of the bloop, little bloop on the screen. Oh, scan the QR code, get the little "we're coming" or this person, or they did some little mysterious quote. Darkness is in the light, or blah, some weird thing that they would have the QR code scan that you did, and it would say. They gave you so much in 5 minutes that it was like, what else can I digest here? Then it was the pan and the music, the beep, beep, beep. Oh my God.
I love that.
Oh, it was, listen, A+ for cinematography, camera work, special effects, makeup, projection, setup. I mean, A+ from every standpoint, except for the fact that I was watching WWE. Every part of that except for WWE. Now, the Uncle Howdy reveal was perfect. Perfect. That was the only one we needed, was Uncle Howdy. The rest of the group did not need to have that reveal killing people. They killed people. Those people in the backstage are dead. They're dead.
They're not dead.
WWE.
They're not.
No.
Chad
No. Oh,
Chad
excuse
Gable
me.
is not going to be dead.
Oh, excuse me. If you go on social media, people shared Chad Gable's dead graphics. That's a joke now. Did you know that?
No.
Chad Gable being dead is a joke.
Him off. They're not.
Oh, no, bro. But the fan base thinks it's funny to say that a wrestler's dead. Did you know that that's acceptable now? We can make fun of wrestlers being dead. It's funny now. It's not like, oh, it's lighthearted. And we could just make fun of it. Updated his Wikipedia to say he was dead. Put up graphics to say he was dead.
Too much.
Oh, no, it's funny. And all those people laying over each other. Oh, they're dead. No, WWE needs a whole new production crew. Everybody's dead. They wasted 5 weeks of reveals with these people being in each little spot of the backstage area by going, this person's here, and then this person's here, and then this person's sitting on the box, and then this person's got his little mallet. What did he do? Did he crush people's heads with the mallet? Then again, Chad Gable has got a little shot on the side of his head. Did he get blown away with a blast? Why is he there? He was in the segment 3 segments before with a whole group that was imploding. Is that storyline now gone, and he's a part of this Wyatt storyline?
Don't know.
Exactly. But here's why I'm out. Watch it from the live perspective. People who were there live, and you watch them have to set the whole thing up live. You're out. It's so manufactured, and it's only a TV product. This thing cannot be done, like you're saying, from an in-ring perspective. There's so much that has to get dressed up that the mystique is not going to be able to be anything but a television product. They basically, if you watch this right from the head on, like person filming a camera, they have to dress it so fast. And then once they did the whole thing looking at the camera and they go, we're here, right? Lights go out. Oh, they just all walked away. They just walked away.
Well, what do you want them to do? Resurrect into the sky? I mean,
I don't know. You booked yourself into a corner. I don't know. Why were they in front of the in the arena then? Why wasn't that done backstage?
Because
why should we see them? We shouldn't see them. They should not be around. They're freaky, mysterious ghost people who murdered people backstage. We shouldn't see them in the arena. They shouldn't be around. They kill people. They shouldn't be going, hi, we're in the arena, cheer for us. Show us your fireflies.
Maybe they should have plants in the audience that they just go and wreck.
Yeah, maybe, because they kill people. They're murderers.
I don't know.
This is ridiculous. That they did too much.
Too quickly.
Too much. And revealing each one of those people.
So
the mystique is gone.
Okay, so maybe let me see if I can give you a scenario that you'd get behind. So maybe they just brought out Uncle Howdy, right? They bring out Bo Dallas by himself, and before they bring him out, they shoot the backstage segment, but they don't reveal the other members yet. They just show Carnage, and each week one member comes out behind Uncle Howdy to the point where all of the family comes after like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yes,
that's what you wanted.
Would have been perfect. That would have been such a great reveal. And again, if you're watching it live, you're having to watch this all on the screen in the arena. But now you had to watch them dress the set with the little outline of the door, right? You had to watch them put that out, right? Sure. Then you had to watch Nikki Cross crawl through the door.
Okay, so Nikki Cross was the first one that came out. So I think the way I would do it is I would reveal all the members and then Uncle Howdy last. Bring him out last because he's going to get the biggest pop, right? So they had Nikki Cross crawling first. She was the first one on the screen. Should have stopped.
She was the first one to right. Yeah.
Yeah, should have stopped it with her. She's the first reveal. Then bring out the Buzzard or bring out the
Birdman or whoever it was.
Whoever they are, and then have Bo Dallas come out last to complete the family. I think that would have been the best because everybody knows it's Bo, right? So if he came out last, I think that would have been a winner. I understand what you're saying, but I still enjoyed it because it enjoy
it. It was great. It was well done.
I did. It took me out of thinking I'm watching a wrestling show to thinking I'm watching a horror movie. it's not wrestling, it's entertainment. You know, it just took me away from the wrestling bubble and brought me into a different world. And that's what WWE wants. They've said it a million times. We're not just a wrestling product, we're an entertainment company. Well, they're entertaining me.
Then they apparently invaded the Pat McAfee show.
I heard, but I didn't see.
It was just a clip during an interview. They shut the lights off, did the little spooky sound.
Was he dead too?
He's apparently dead, I guess.
Pat's dead. Oh, okay.
Here's another thing, though. Here's another reason why I'm out. And you're going to have this. You can have a completely other take on this.
Which I probably do.
And this just might be my old school mind of, being stuck as an old fan and, kayfabe being what it is. And you can be completely on the other side of this. This surfaced right after Raw. And I think this is a complete mystique killer. This guy took a picture with them at Whataburger right after Raw. Now, don't you think these guys should say no pictures?
Okay.
To take this as a group,
yeah.
After all that crap, say no pictures. You can be. It's not being mean.
Well, this is a touchy situation here because number one, you want to be good to the fans. I get it. I think the majority of the fans are smart enough to know that they're not really the characters that they play, especially in a cartoon type of way.
Agree.
Okay, so they're out eating. So I understand this, but for the gimmick, because it just happened, this isn't good. You know what I mean? Because they're all revealed. And now it's all over socials anyway, who they are. But, you put a picture up of the creepy 5 of them, and then this picture goes up next to it. It's like, oh, they're just wrestlers playing a role. But we all know that.
Right.
But it does take away some of the aura that it had. But what are you going to do? Listen, it's real life. People have to go eat, and people are good to their fans. So saying no is kind of a
that. I'm half and half.
Yeah, saying no is kind of a dick move. But on the other hand, it's like, look how sweet and lovable they all look in that picture.
They look really nice, but I'm thinking
they do.
This was 1985, and you went up to,
I know. Well,
King Kong Bundy in a Burger King, he'd kill you.
If I wrestled you last night, right after we take a picture of us standing together in the locker room, that was great. Thanks so much. That's how socials are these days. There is no kayfabe. Kayfabe is dead. We all know that. Old timers try to keep it alive. It's dead. As much as you might try, what are you going to do? Those days are over.
So my thought is, I liked how they did it. I think presentation, everything A+, but they completely blew their wad way too early, and there's no place else to go with it. Everything else is going to be corny, and I'm sure they'll do some magical, crazy stuff and, whatever. But, okay, they just murdered 25 people, and to me, there should be a warrant out for Uncle Howdy's arrest in WWE storyline world. The big boss man has a son that should be coming to arrest the Wyatt family. You know what I mean? Like, it's so ridiculous.
I'm going to log on next week to do this podcast, and you're going to be sitting there with a bullet hole in your head.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to be. The effects are going to come in. The Wyatt 6 are going to come and grab me.
They're going to get you. No, I like my idea. I think they, as much as I loved what I saw, I think they should have stopped it with the Sister Abigail crawling and just let it be her. And then each week she crawls out and somebody else pops up behind her to where it's, 4 or 5 weeks down the line, then Bo Dallas appears. I think that would have got a monster.
Or they each take out one person, and it's like those people become the ones that go against that group.
That's a good idea as well. Yeah. And
that becomes like a
Survivor series kind of vibe.
Exactly. And look how long you could have built that up.
Right. I think you and I should be bookers.
Give us the book.
It would have been.
Come on.
I am excited to see what happens though, because production wise, this was friggin' awesome looking. But I don't want them killing people, hurting them. Yes, killing them, bullet holes in the head and I don't know what that was, but that was it was gruesome. It looked like a murder
Yeah.
scene. It
So
really
Chad
did.
Gable shouldn't be on TV for the next
For
6
years.
months.
And watch, he'll be wrestling.
Yeah, he'll be on like, oh,
Right.
yeah, like a little Band-Aid on his head. And now think about this. You've heard me saying I've been singing the praises of the Bloodline storyline
I
for
know. I'm
over a
sick of
year,
hearing you.
and I still put it over what I saw on Monday from what I saw Friday because it just was too much too soon.
Okay. Well, you heard it here, guys. What are your
Please,
thoughts?
I
Let
want
us
you.
know.
I want
Comment
comments.
below.
I
Yes,
want to hear everything you have to say, whether
I
you
do.
hate it, what I said, or you love what France. I want to hear it.
Well,
Drop them.
because we're not as different as you think we are. We did agree. We came to an agreement in the middle. I think we both agree on the way it was a little rushed, but I just the overall gimmick I love. I will say that. I am a fan and I am excited to see what they do next because how do you top something like that? You know, like you said, it was rushed. It was too much at one time. How do you top it? What do you do? So I'm excited to see where they go with it.